Hi, I'm back. Back for the third module, and this is the third step called observe. Observe. Observe me carefully. I was just kidding. But anyway, observation. Observe come from the word observation. Basically, what do you need? Why is observing so important? Well, because I can't really come up with a reason. I can't come up with a definite reason because there's so many reasons for this. I mean, you might have another reason for observation. Well, I believe I need to do observation because when I'm investigating something, I need to go and look for things and I need to observe behaviors and stuff like that. Because you see, I'm an educator, so when I teach in class, and if you're an educator too, and you're teaching in class, so chances are you'll be observing them as well. I mean, you'll be observing them, observing their body language. Maybe they'll be doing this. They'll be doing, crossing their legs and winking at you. I no, well, anyway, you could see how observation is done, depending on the situation, depending on what you want to do. So let's just say if you're traveling, if you're going out somewhere at the park, or if you're going to visit um, an office, or if you're going to meet some friends, observation is crucial because you need to know what's going on, because you need to judge from action. You got to judge from positioning, judge from the use of color, judge from the smell. Let's say if you go to a room and it smells bad, so things come to your mind, isn't it? So observation is not really about what you're looking at. It is about smell, your senses. You've got to touch, you've got to taste it, you've got to also hear it. Sometimes you can't see much and you depend on your hearing senses. And sometimes you can't, you can't see nor hear, then you might depend on taste and smell. Now, it's a very interesting thing to explore observation. It's very, very broad. For this particular module, in this third step, observe, it's crucial that in the process of creative thinking, observation will elicit some need to investigate further, to explore further. Now, in this case, one of the things that, I mean, there's so many different ways why you can observe, what you can do in order to generate ideas through observation. But one of these very interesting thing is try to look for bad examples. Um, the most let's say underrated aspect of trying to understand things is being able to understand mistakes, being able to understand why things are why things gone wrong, because we're so caught up with trying to look for the right thing, but we don't understand. I mean, we don't tell ourselves, hey, I think if that thing has gone wrong, if it's a mistake, then I think that's equally as important. Why? Because then you have to generate questions and investigate, explore, learn more about the situation through observation too. So you can see how the first step and the second step, third, and this third step, how it kind of connects, interconnected to each other. So why don't you give this a try? Go find a bad example. Now in this particular module, the activity down here would actually ask you to make some observations. This is what it is. Now what is this assignment about? Now, as you move on with your everyday life, you have been observing many things, especially during traffic jams. Sometimes I try to write this in a very nice way, but if you have some suggestions as to if I could write this better than what it is, and please let me know, okay? Okay. When you're on a vacation, you would have observed interesting locations and natural wonders. However, in this activity, find bad examples. Find things that don't really add up. Things that look wrong. Wrong. Bad billboards. Usually in the advertising, ambient advertising, you see vehicle advertising, you see all these other different kinds of advertising. You might see something that goes wrong. Sometimes the angle isn't right. Not just that, sometimes it's the way people say it. It could be funny signages. Shops have really weird signages at times. weird. Okay, and funny names, sense of fashion, what kind of a fashion is that, things like that. Find bad example, but sometimes bad examples are good examples. Sometimes bad examples lead to interesting examples. But curious, why are bad examples more interesting than good examples? Have you ever thought about that? Ask yourself that question and try to answer that. Now that's evident in the further studies section. If it, go explore a little bit more about why bad examples are more interesting. Um, isn't it curious? Why didn't you answer that? And what didn't you observe with your other senses? Now try something like this. Now if you look at observing other senses, now these are further studies, you don't have to do it, if you can't do it, it's fine, you can still go on to the next module, no problem, alright? After all, this is the 8 steps of creative thinking, and you could move around the modules. It does not really matter, okay? Now, type these words in YouTube: ambient music, epic music, instrumental music, and try to observe your emotion. So basically what observing with your other senses, like trying to observe in other areas. However, if you have any other ideas concerning something like that, do share. Alright, so post your comments here, and let's share some ideas. You might have observed something a lot more interesting through music than I thought. So that's it. So give this a try, and I look forward to meeting you in the next module. Bye.